Hi friends, today we're going to honor Sinead O'Connor with a reading. We consulted the Gilded Tarot. What I did to pull in the spirit of Sinead was to play some of her music in the background so I could have her spirit and essence around while I drew the cards. And I also was curious if her son, who passed away young, would show up, and he did, which was really delightful. I was glad to see that. And it was not a disappointment, and it was very much the cards that showed up were very much showing her character and her message and her strengths, and everything came through really well. It was a very emotional reading. That's why half my makeup is missing, because it was tearing me up. So I'm recording this for a second time, so maybe I can be more composed this time to talk to you about it. So this is the card that depicts Sinead. It's so beautiful. It's the Queen of Wands. She was a double Sagittarius, a fire sign, very courageous woman, full of ambition and passion and strength and assertiveness. And she liked to tell people, which probably many people still didn't know, she was a woman with a message. She wasn't a vanity singer. It wasn't all about her. It was about the message. It wasn't about her as an individual. She used her music to draw attention to the message. She was always concerned about children. Being such an abused child herself, if you ever want the details, I believe if you go on YouTube, there's an interview she did about the abuse. It was so hard to listen to, yet you have to know these things go on in the world, and why people like Sinead can be such a blessing that, make some people angry and then make other people think, So it's a shame she wasn't appreciated or for, this passionate person that she was. And she told her children, if something happens to me, don't call 911, call my accountant first, because I am worth more dead than I am alive. So she knew her popularity would skyrocket once she wasn't on the earth anymore, and people would pay more attention. And that's so sad when you think about it. But she knew that's how it would go, and that's what you do. You're seeing more of her now than you've ever seen, her. And it's sad, because they say she really wasn't treated that well in the industry, because she marched to the beat of her own drummer, and she did the opposite of what they told her to do. Executives are telling her they want her in long hair and short skirts, and they wanted her to be some sort of sex symbol, and that's not what she was there to do. And she didn't give in. She had her own agenda. And so this is a card that shows up for her son, Shane, who was a Pisces. And I read that she said her son Shane, who ended his life quite young, was very sad. She said he was the love of my life and the lamp of my soul. That is so beautiful. And then this is the card showing the joy that is now taking place with the reunion with her and her son Shane, which is beautiful. And I'm happy for that. So instead of kicking back and enjoying herself and doing her, she's still looking back to the earthly things and seeing people in pain, and it still bothers her. It still bothers her. And she still wants warriors to help the suffering, which she did. She actually did. She was not just talk. I read that she actually helped people with medical expenses and counseling expenses And this is unheard of. I mean, this is not real common with celebrities. You always hear of them enriching themselves, instead of helping those who are hurting. So it just goes to show the type of person that she was and still remains to be. So I hope you enjoyed the time that we spent honoring Sinead. And if there's any other celebrities alive or ones that have crossed the veil, I might be able to tap into their energy and we can have a chitty chat about it and see what's happening. Now, if you book a reading with me, I'll tell you the type of reader I am. I read energies around people that influence past, present, and future. I don't really get into mediumship. I like more of the past, present, and future. As far as what's popular with a lot of people is, love, companionship readings. As long as it's a person in the flesh, what I can, it's kind of involved the way I do it, but I look at their cards and your cards and see where the commonalities are and, that type of thing, where you match up, where you don't match up. That's how I would go about doing a comparison reading. So it's not like I don't do fantasy readings. Where is my dream man? When am I going to get married? That type of thing. It's not really how I do. I deal more with the reality, because I've been doing this for many years. I worked at a shop. I've done for years, and I worked conventions and things like that. So I got a feel for like what my capabilities are, what works, what don't work. It also is helpful when you have. What's funny is people think they can go to a reader and they want the reader to read their mind, and it's actually quite the opposite. You should hone in on the area of your life that you want to focus on. That really helps because, these tarot cards, they have meanings that pertain to love life, health, and career. There's so duplicity. There's so much duplicity with a lot of these cards that if I know I'm focusing on someone's career, it helps me focus better on giving them the answers that they're looking for. So like where their focus is, and direct questions are really you get a lot of productive answers with the tarot when it comes to direct questions, and also like yes or no questions. Okay, so career, should I do this or that? Should I move here or there? Should I be with this person or that person? You can get some pretty concise, thought-provoking answers, and it makes you really think. And emotions, the cards actually really, every reader's different, however, but I find that these really tap into emotions, and people that are around you that are important show up, energies around you, your influences, where your focus is, where it should be, that type thing. We have to watch about anything like legal or health related. We have to be really careful that we're not giving that type of, advice. That's why I like to use the word energy more so than, when I say things, I have to be careful how I say them. But yeah, just I will put. I have an Etsy shop where you can buy readings. I do most of them actually. I can just type in an email because my time's limited. Like I say, I have I do work at a hospital, but if it comes to a phone or a live reading, those can be done. They're on there too. I have all kind of different readings in my Etsy shop, so I'll put the link. If you click on the title of this video, I'll put the link to my email and also to my Etsy shop if you want to take a look around and see what type of readings that, you know, I offer. If there's something particular you're looking for that I don't have listed, you know. But I work night shifts, so give me maybe 24 hours or so to turnaround time, because I have this a really crazy, you know, sleep schedule. I have this whole vampire schedule, you know, that I that I do. But yeah, I love to help people with career and energies around them, and it helped me a lot. Like when I was going through a transitional period, it's also good for transitional periods, especially when you're changing up, like relationships, getting out of a long-term relationship, and you know, you're in a transitional phase. But we don't want to go right on the cusp of that. We have to wait a little bit afterwards, because if we take the phase where your heart's getting just smashed to bits, that'll show up in the cards. And we have to wait just a little bit till that really painful period has passed. Because I just know how this works, and this will give us, till your mind clears up, then the cards will clear up and show you a clearer path. And so, and I've been on both sides of the table. Before I was a reader, I was a client, and it really fascinated me, and I wanted to see if there was anything to this, and I was lucky enough that I was able to make a connection and be able to run the cards and do some things with them. So hit me up if you need some help, and I'll see you again.